I have really good light this morning, so I wanted to try and do a quick video before I lose it altogether. So here's my latest, and I didn't really have like an idea of what this meant. It was just this image was floating around in my brain for several days, so I decided to go with it. So it's always a risk to do like very small detail in leather because sometimes it just doesn't show up. But I think this turned out pretty well. And you can definitely tell what it is, which is a pile of bodies, which sounds way more gruesome than it is meant to. And hearing myself say it out loud, that makes me kind of laugh. So I'm wondering if that is the reason this ended up being so soft and pastel, because I think if this was red and black, this would have a whole different interpretation and meaning. But I did several different color schemes with this, which also, having that many layers of paint, that did take away a little bit of the detail, but this one wanted to be soft and pastel, so I went with it. And here we are. So this one I did a very solid gold paint and then did all the different layers on top. So you can kind of see there's a little bit of a rosy glow underneath. But I'm happy with how this turned out. In fact, I liked this sculpture so much that I actually did 2 of them, and then I was able to experiment more with colors. So this one I did a silver base and then also did the different colors over the top. And this one reminds me more of a school of fish and is more oceany type colors. I did do a little bit of texture with some foam clay as well, which didn't go as well as I wanted it to, but it's all right. And this also has that kind of dreamlike quality, although it's a little bit more contrasting than the first one. It's also, the leather it's a different piece of leather, so it was a tiny bit thicker, a little stiffer than the first one, so I didn't get as much detail out of this one as I did the first one, but I still think this is pretty interesting. And I think the color makes up for the lack of detail. And again, now that I'm talking to myself out loud, I'm really glad I went with these colors rather than very drastic dark colors, or this would be a completely different story. This would not be a dream at all. It would probably be a nightmare.